Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino. It is just lovely and beautiful. And we just saved the world, just in case you were wondering. The whole world is now safe. Yeah, I'm kidding here. Anyway, yeah, so Friday, June 2nd, 2023. People, in case you don't know, well, they fixed the world. Our lovely, caring representatives, they have raised the debt ceiling, and we have promised to borrow trillions of dollars more directly from the Federal Reserve, because you see, we don't have any money. The United States is the most indebted nation in the history of the world. Yeah, but we're the richest nation, right? No, we are not the richest nation. I love that. We're the most broke. And that's the truth here. I'll tell you something else that's the truth here. We are in a full-blown, absolutely full-blown debt crisis of the highest possible order. And that's just the nature of the beast. You all know this. How does the system... Tell me, all of you out here, because, we're friends, right? So be honest. How does the system work? Oh, yes, I forgot. It's debt-based, meaning that without the continual, relentless, exponential expanding of the debt in perpetuity, this whole thing grinds to a halt. Yeah, that's how it actually works. But you see, you're not supposed to know that, because our politicians, who is only one party, there's no such thing as Democrats and Republicans. It's one party. They trick you into making you think it's a two-party system, of course, to keep people these people hating these people, but it's one party, and they're working towards one goal. That is to empower the Federal Reserve, who is the real government. That's who our politicians work for. You and me, we got no representation at all. It's just kind of over, but I think we all know that. Anyway, so the world has been saved. Everything is fine, just so you know. Ask, I don't know, one of our lovely representatives, and that's what they're going to try to sell you. But the fact of the matter is, it's just got much, much worse here. So let's put this together. Trillions of dollars more are now going to be just magically created out of nothing. So tell me, since we're friends, and we're always going to be that way, how is this not massively inflationary? Oh, wait, it is, of course, massively inflationary. Hold on a second here. There we go, a little bit better. Oh, no, that's not good. It's not good. A little dark, but we can live with that. It's, of course, look, it's amazing how many people have not even the slightest clue of how the system works. Now, with that said, I want to bring up something that Fed President Harker said yesterday, and I want to hear your take on this. So, Fed President Harker, okay, you ready for this? Quote, absent a black swan event, inflation will eventually come down. That seems kind of like ominous to me. Absent a black swan. Let me tell you something, okay? A black swan is coming. I think we are all well aware of that here. And we're going to have another, we're in a debt crisis, quite obviously. And there's going to be another crisis, and another one after that, and another one after that. That's just how the system functions now. It's not normal. It has to function on a crisis to crisis to crisis basis. And every single crisis, just like this one, needs to have more cash thrown at it. And every time they have to conjure up some kind of thing to throw more cash at it, it dilutes or it expands the money supply, and that obviously steals purchasing power out of the currency. So with regard to inflation, forget about what Harker said, because we've heard all this before. Transitory, temporary, it's going to go away. He's telling you, see, he's an authority figure, Fed President Harker, and we should listen to it, because it is an authority figure, and it is telling you, that inflation will fall. Of course, absent a black swan event. Yeah, lovely and fantastic. So on the back of the fact that I guess the world has been saved now, stock futures higher across the board. The market is about to spray its shorts right at the open. Me, I'm thinking about going short. If I do go short the market today, I will let you know. I'll post it in my newsletter, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. Anyway, with that again, stock futures higher across the board. Crude oil ripping higher. Gold and silver under a little bit of pressure this morning. You got cryptocurrencies catching a bid here. The dollar flat. Now the 10-year yield, pretty looking good here. It dropped like 22 basis points over the last 2 weeks, and it's kind of staying there. I wonder who's making that happen. Does anyone want to maybe take a guess at who's in here buying it all? Oh, well, I'm going to tell you, it's the Federal Reserve. It ain't me, it ain't you, and it's not institutions either here. Who would be buying debt in this kind of a situation here that is yielding nothing in an environment where inflation continues to rage out of control, and in a stock market that seems unstoppable? Really? We know who it is, quite obviously. Now, we got some economic news. This is interesting. Now, what do you think about this? So, jobs creation. We created more jobs, I'm reading this, than expected. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be fantastic news, but the unemployment rate went higher. Now, despite the economy, which is in absolute free fall, we are in a full-blown crisis, a debt crisis right now and everything else, yes, we're adding jobs. You know how you know we're adding jobs? Because they're telling you. And Joe Biden is going to tell you how great his economic policies are. The thing, vomitous mass, putrid, disgusting that is currently sitting behind the Resolute desk, like it really makes any difference who sits behind the Resolute desk, because it doesn't. Yeah, he's going to tell you how great our economy is, how strong we are, and we are adding jobs. And these are fantastic jobs. They're very high-paying jobs, too. You know that because he's going to tell you that. Oh, absolutely. And we got this interesting piece of news, too. This is from Reuters. Reuters did a story here explaining how the consumer is currently struggling. We all know that. And we can tell because discount retailers are having to slash their forecasts moving forward. Meanwhile, it's kind of interesting, too. We got this whole shrinkflation thing. I went shopping recently, and I'm like, where is this? What are they going to do? They're going to, again, something that used to be 5 ounces is now 4, and now it's going to go to 3. And all of a sudden, they're going to give you just nothing but a wrapper and tell you that it's good for you, and you don't need to eat because you're too fat anyway. I mean, I have no idea what they're going to tell you, but they're going to sell you some kind of story because that's just the way it is here, people. So I want to hear from you. Do you believe, like it's being sold to us by the mainstream propaganda, that a great crisis was averted? Oh, no debt default. Did you see what happened once this was announced? Around the world, global stock markets went higher here. You know, look, this is probably a relief rally. It'll probably be followed up by some kind of a drop here. But it's pretty clear to me now, and it should be to you, that the Fed, central banks around the world, they're going to keep buying the debt. They're going to keep rates suppressed, and you know this better than anybody. What does that do? When a central bank, any central bank, is getting into the debt market and keeping rates suppressed, it just opens up a doorway for cash to make its way into risk assets. In this case, I'm talking about the stock market here. And all this does, people, is create distortions that are even worse than they are. Again, there's no sense of reality at all. And people know this, honestly, with regard to the stock market. It's so distorted. It is so twisted. It is so manipulated. I mean, it's not just the stock market, too. We're talking about assets across the spectrum. There's no price discovery anymore. When you have, again, the largest aspect of this market, which is, of course, the debt market, where everything prices off of it. Again, the debt market is where everything derives value from, even the stock market itself. So that means what? The stock market is a derivative, meaning it derives value from what's happening in the debt market. So when you have a debt market which continues to be rigged, imagine what the real price of debt would be if it were not for central banks like the Fed buying it all right now, keeping rates suppressed. No one can guess. It's beyond my ability, honestly, and I study this stuff every day, to come up with what a number would be, but it would be multiples higher than what it is right now. So this debt suppression scheme is in full swing, and it's going to keep going here, and they're going to attempt, at least it seems like, and very successfully, to continue to prop up this stock market. And all that's doing is creating more distortions across the spectrum of asset classes, not just the stock market. You know this. But that doesn't change the damn thing for you and I. We're going to continue to bet against the debt, become our own central bank, period the freaking end, gain exposure to commodities. Crude oil, you're watching crude oil over the last several sessions. I mean, we've been having some pretty big jumps higher. It's going much, much higher. Energy is going higher. Prices in aggregate are going much higher. You know all this already. The pressure on the middle class is going to get much worse. I mean, what did we find out just yesterday? What are they allowing us to know? Loan delinquencies across the board are skyrocketing faster than they were during the Great Recession. Oh yeah, that's how strong our economy is. But old Joe over there, old little demented Joe over there, he's going to tell you how great everything is. Yeah, he's an authority figure too, because he's whatever he is, and of course we have to listen to him, right? We've got nothing but lies, and more lies, more so than we've ever seen before, I think, in history as of late. And if you think that's over, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, look, this guy here loves you a lot. I want to thank all of you again for supporting my work. On the first of every month, I ask for your support. A fraction of you do, and I appreciate every single one of you who do that. I ask for $5 the first of every month. Some of you stepped up to do that, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You still have an opportunity to support my work, and I hope you take it. Again, there are links in the description of this video. And anyway, look, I'll see you later. 1:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Does that make people happy? Anyway, I'll see you then. 1:05 p.m. Pacific Time. Love you a lot. Have your questions ready for me. I want to hear from you. Comment here. Those thumbs up are valuable as well. That's it. All right. I'll see you later.